Well, your challenge or focus is coming up as the Pope, but in reverse. So let me check these runes out and see what's coming up. In reverse, your challenge could be to rebel a little bit in some way, Aquarius, either against the rules, against the tradition, and that can come through in a lot of ways. Maybe but this is about like your challenge can be to break the rules in some way, or, maybe it's your own rules. Maybe you've kind of enforced your own rules on yourself, or, and, you're like, I have to do this and I have to do that. Well, why? Maybe there's something that's too taxing on you. For some of you, it could be family rules, traditions, expectations, because Ophelia is here. So you may be needing to rebel against family traditions, cultural traditions, anything connected to the past. For some of you, maybe it's religious traditions or a religious path. Maybe it's just not working for you, or it's too strict for you, or it's just not the right way for you. Some of you may be rebelling in the way that you are going to live. I'm seeing like some of you may be like, I'm going to go off the grid. I'm going to go get a tiny house. I'm going to plant all my own vegetables, or, I'm just going to live off the land, and I'm going to, get away from everybody, because Aries is here. So that's about, big shift or change, moving. Some of you may be moving away from, the place where you grew up. You may be moving away from a property that you've lived at or owned for a long time. The Pope in reverse, it's the Hierophant in other decks for those of you that are familiar with tarot, but it can also mean divorce. So some of you may be moving because you're selling a home here. You're selling a home, you're splitting the profits, and you're calling it a day. But this is coming up as a challenge here. So there's some need to break away from tradition, break away from expectations that either you've placed on yourself or other people have placed on you, whether due to just that's the way it's always been within a certain group, or within the family group, or a certain tribe, or a certain culture, or a certain religion. And it's not working for you in the month of July. For others of you, you are trying to find a place to relocate, and you may be looking to, it may be challenging finding the right place because you want to do something really different, or kind of, not controversial. That's not the word I'm looking for, although some people might feel that it is. But off the beaten path, let's say. The way you want to live and the kind of house you want and the kind of property you want is not, it's going to take longer to find, because it's not just, you don't want to go live in some cookie cutter addition or something like that. So that's what's coming up here. Now, some of you, your challenge may be that you're supposed to go to a wedding, or you're invited to some sort of big cultural event in July, or maybe even a religious celebration of some sort. And it's, you're trying to either get the funds together to go home, travel home for this, or figuring out how you're going to get off work to go. That could be the challenge of July, is just figuring out how you're going to get either the money or how you're going to get back home for an event. So in the present energy, so this would be end of June into July, you have 10 of coins, which is a very good card. So this is all about abundance and money and money coming to you. But then it's interesting because you've got Fehu here in reverse. So those of you who are separating or are getting a divorce, it's like the person that you are, trying to divide things up with, your soon-to-be ex or whatever, is not wanting to divide things fairly, or trying to take more than their share, or, and this is a person that I feel like, should be avoided whenever this rune comes up in reverse, because they're being selfish. They're wanting more than they deserve. Or there's someone, it doesn't have to be just money. It could be any of your resources, your time, your energy. Someone's just very draining or very taxing on your energy, your time, your just taking advantage here. And it's all about them. And they just seem to think you have an endless supply of time or energy or money. This could be somebody who's also like keeps coming to you for a loan, and they may come to you again in July. It could be your kid, or a family member that has come to you repeatedly for money. And you're like, well, you haven't paid back the last loan you got, you know. But I mean, I do feel like those of you that are trying to work out something with, you know, you're going to keep your money with the 10 of coins. And you're also going to kind of back off from, you know, you may be kind of like, you got to stand on your own 2 feet. You may be saying that to somebody. It's time for you to kind of, you know, you got to take the bull by the horns here. I don't know how many more cliches I can work into this, but we'll see. You're going to have to, you know, it's time to do this on your own, or you're going to have to get a job. I can't keep loaning you money, or, you know, you've got to give me half because that's fair. We're divorcing, you know? And, yeah, for some of you, this could be what we were talking about earlier, this expectations of others that you have to rebel against. And it could be someone in the family, because the 10 of coins has a lot of connections too. That's basically the same as Ophila. Family, the past, childhood, inherited traits. So this would be somebody you've known for quite some time, a member of your family. And, you know, they're not going to be angry at you with this. It's kind of like they've known it's coming, but they were just trying to kind of milk all they could out of whatever this is, whether it's money, whether it's your time, your energy, which is not nice, but that's this person's energy. They're just very self-absorbed or self-centered and really can't see over their, you know, beyond their own tunnel vision here. So it's going to be up to you, Aquarius, to rebel and put your foot down here and say, no, I can't loan you the money. I wouldn't loan anyone any money in July if they're not good for it, Aquarius, and quickly. You need it back quickly, because you may have an expense coming up in July that, you know, one or the other would be okay, but it's like because it's like you start the month off with the 10 of coins, but then we've got the 5 of coins in the position of what must be accepted. And that is all about lack, or not feeling like you have enough money, or not feeling like you have enough energy. It can also be feeling like you're not, no one's paying any attention to you. It can also be like feeling a lack in that, like nobody cares about you, or, you know, just feeling ignored or kind of pushed to the side. And, but I am seeing some energies to where you're feeling unappreciated by family or friends or people that you've done things for. And, you may even kind of feel like you're being opposed by the family or a group. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that, Aquarius. I don't ever want to deliver bad news, but I don't know if this is a reality. For all of you, you could just be feeling that way, but then find out later that that wasn't their intention, or that wasn't, they didn't mean to make you feel that way. But, you know, we feel the way we feel, you know, and sometimes it's based in fact and other times it's not. But there's something ending when it comes to family. Now, this could also be at work, where you are, you know, kind of picking up the slack for other people, or other people are saying you're causing problems and it's not you, it's this person who's wasting time. I feel like, you know, if it's a work situation, some of you are just like, this could also be an employee if you're on your own business. There's someone just kind of coming to work, hanging around, not doing any work, but you still have to pay them. And you're like, okay, then why isn't this done? You know, I gave you this to do in the morning and you didn't get it done. Hold people to their obligations. If you are a business owner, you know, they're there to work. You're paying them to work, not sit around. Or not leave things more work for you to do at the end of the day. And maybe some of you are working in a family business, or you're dealing with a situation where it's like family working together. And, you know, people kind of get away with a lot more when they're working for a family, or, you know, because it's just different than hiring outside the family. So, yeah, there may be some disagreements, arguments over, who should be doing what. And somebody may be firing some relatives. You may need to let some people go, whether they're related to you or not, because they're just they're not pulling their weight, not helping. It's all falling on you, and you're feeling, used and underappreciated for some of you, or taken advantage of. Some of you may refuse to loan this person money, and then you're feeling like they're talking about you behind your back, and who cares? Even if that is true, which it may not, I think for many of you, it's not even what's going on. They understand that you can't loan the money, but some of you maybe feel like, yeah, they're talking about you. And if they are, let them talk. Who cares? Your money's not their money. Maybe they should get a second job or a better job, or, so don't feel, I know it's difficult not to. Don't feel bad about it though, Aquarius. I mean, you only have, you work hard for your money, or you did if you're retired, because 10 of coins can also mean kind of like completing a cycle. Some of you, I feel like this is a retirement thing. It's like, finally, I finished up work and now we can move. We're looking to buy a vacation home. We're going to get a vacation condo. Or we're going to get an RV and just drive around, travel. And there's something going on where you're going to need all of your money to do that. And you worked hard for it. So don't be loaning it to, giving it away to slackers. Be careful with that. The help that's going to be available to you, you've got the world. So yeah, travel, completion. Something is going to be finished up in July, or something will be over. And Canes is here too. So that indicates you're closing the door on a situation. But yeah, some of you are looking to relocate. You're looking to travel. You're thinking about a trip. You are, and this is kind of your reward for what you've been through. I think I'm seeing some of you are retiring and you're just going to travel. That's all you want to do. You're going to take all your money and you're going to take off and travel. Some of you are just moving, and you may be moving to another country. So, and that is going to be a help to you. It's going to kind of take you out of this energy and kind of instantly turn your switch back on. You know what I mean? Or get you enthusiastic about life again, or about your situation again. This can also be recognition and promotion. So some of you could be getting a job in another location. You could be working in a global way with people, and we can do that with the internet these days, because you've got Ansus here too, which is also the rune of the internet, or the job interview, but it's in the upright. So that, and with the world card, that indicates any of you that are applying for new positions, or applying for jobs or promotion, it's going to go exceedingly well. Also, if you're applying or trying to get into a school, a certification program, if you're just researching or working on any kind of communication projects, writing, public speaking, anything like that, it's going to go just very, very well and really attract a lot of attention. And you're going to get a lot of accolades for that. So whatever's going on with the family, there's going to be, I don't think it's going to color the whole month here, because you got some really good cards. The world is always a good card to see, because it indicates, okay, yeah, this was going on, but we're moving past that. We're going to leave that behind. This period of feeling lack, or feeling like we were limited or boxed in or trapped, or any of that, I'm done with that. So things are going to balance out in July, and someone at a distance, a company at a distance, or global concerns, or travel seem to have something to do with it. That's going to be what recharges your batteries or lifts your mood. We do have 4th of July in here in the States, so maybe some of you are planning a trip for the week of the 4th. And it's really, maybe it's something you've been planning for quite some time. Maybe it's a big trip. And I think you're going to have an excellent time, and you may not want to come back. So that you may be looking for real estate. You may just decide, oh my gosh, let's just buy a villa here, or let's buy a cottage here and just never come back. The final outcome here, we've got the King of Wands for July. So this is fire sign energy, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Could be male or female in these general readings, but this is someone you're talking to, discussing things with. For some of you, this is going to be this boss who hires you because you could be interviewing. For some of you, maybe it's your boss already, but he's talking to you about a possible promotion, moving up. And this will come with a significant raise because you do have the Ten of Pentacles. And that's going to be good because, yeah, some of you may be feeling just like, you know, everybody needs money this month. Maybe all your kids are needing stuff or wanting to do this and that, and you're having to shell out a lot of dough during the month of July. And so then this comes along and you're like, yes, I need more money, please. How do I throw my hat in the ring for that? But yeah, if you are interviewing with this guy, if he's your boss, I do feel like you're going to get very positive feedback. I think he's going to kind of let you know you're going to get it even before he maybe talks to the other candidates, which is pretty cool. But for others of you, this is someone that you are just having a conversation with, communicating with. You may receive communication from a fire sign that you've either been waiting to hear back from or wanting to talk to. He could also be somebody who's giving you some advice. Maybe he's a financial advisor or a lawyer because you do have a Yera here. For some of you, maybe he or she, because again, it can be male or female, is your partner. And you're discussing a trip, this travel, or a move, or you know, your money and what you want to do with it, and the property and what you want to do with it. This could also be those of you going through a divorce, as we were talking about before. This could also be your lawyer giving you excellent legal advice. And maybe that's why some of you are feeling kind of drained. You got to pay your lawyer for for a divorce or a settlement, or, you know, it's all done and you're getting money, but before you even get the money, or it's taken out of your money that you're getting with the settlement or something of that nature. So you could just be feeling the pinch because you have to pay your lawyer, but he did earn it. I mean, he is coming up as somebody who is giving you excellent advice. He knows what he's talking about. He's experienced because it's coming up as a king. So, but this could also be those, again, I'm feeling public speaking with this. Some of you maybe, this could be somebody paying you or wanting you to come speak at a conference or teach a course. He could be a teacher. It could be a class or a course that you're taking to get a certification of some sort, because this is also the root of academics and learning. So yeah, you could be learning or teaching as well in the month of July.